71 Honda CT90 Trail 90. Not a horrible looking example. No title, of course. It looks fairly complete, you know. But these are not Phillips. Don't use a Phillips on them, or you do that. I already cut the friggin' flathead slot so I could do anything with them. But don't use Phillips on these. These are JIS. Use a JIS driver on these. Somebody always, you know, and I used to as well when I was, you know, before I knew. I would always get in there with a big Phillips thinking that's the thing. No, that's not the thing. It's a JIS. You can, they're available. Look them up. I got these ones. I forget, were they Amazon or something like that? But these are actual impact drivers. They don't tighten, but you know, you preload them like an impact driver. You whack them back here, and they'll knock stuff loose. And these things, for some reason, work awesome on Phillips screws. Phillips drivers on JIS, though, you're gonna chew them up, and it's a bad time. Somebody, you know, this always happens, though. But let's get in a little deeper. All right. I've been into this thing a little bit already, and it's not amazing. This is weird, man. A 13 doesn't want to go to it. What's this? This is a 12. Oh, okay, never mind. That's a 13. Okay. One bolt was missing. I had another with the same thread, but different head size, a little bit of a pain in the ass, but at least it'll be retained or something like that. I don't know. Okay. Foot pegs and kickstand all covered in grease. This thing's been leaking oil for a long time. Somebody was in this thing, man. And when they got into it, they were not good about it. Alright, what are those guys? Looks like 10s. We're going to get this engine guard right off of there, because that's going to kind of be in the way. Looks like 10s. I got to lift this little cover. Yeah, okay. Hopefully this screw will come out. Yeah, it moves. Oh, let me get some light though. Now, heck with it. Use JIS drivers. Do not use Phillips. Phillips is wrong. Where'd this one go? I don't know. Okay. I wouldn't mind having one of those stands that people have, where, you know, it clamps the bike securely in place. Still have the key with it. Cute little thing. Will this cover come right up off of there? Yes, it will. A little cracked up. Put that key back in there. It'll certainly get lost. Unless the key was on. Yeah, yeah, that's a 10. Wiring in the way here. Leave that. Oh, that's all right. That's the back of the ignition switch. Pop loose. Don't use a Phillips driver on these. Alright? Alright there, kid. Get the JIS. Phillips driver, even if it seems to be the right size, it's going to strip the screw heads out. You just chew them up and then you make your life miserable. You might be able to get a hold of them with vice grips. I had to a couple of these. Got them with vice grips, thank God. Otherwise you're drilling. And that ain't a good day. They do, at least for a CB, I saw kits they sell, you can swap them all over to Allen head screws if you want. Okay, here comes the engine guard. Neat little thing. Weird. There she goes. Alright. I guess it's a semi-automatic transmission. No clutch. There is no clutch. Both of the handles on the handlebars are brakes. Left, or yeah. You got rear brake and front brake. And then you got a rear brake pedal too. Now I'm going to put bolts back in where they came from. So hopefully I don't lose things. I don't really care for the typical throw all the bolts in a box thing, because I lose my way that way. It takes me a long time to figure it out. All right. I haven't done a video in a while, and I don't know. I don't even know why I'm doing one now. Nobody's watching. I guess it's my evidence that I existed at one time. Until YouTube doesn't exist, you know, then that's gone, but whatever. I left a little tiny mark somewhere, somehow. I don't know. Don't know what I'm doing. I don't know who I'm talking to. Talking to myself, I guess. Some people watch sometimes, not often. I really don't even care for the camera. I don't care for setting up angles and lighting, and editing is a pain in the ass. I'm going to put this back on. I think we'll just kind of lay it on there, and that'll be how she goes. Well, I don't know. Yeah, let's put it on. That's at least one less thing to get lost, or smacked up, or stepped on, or whatever. When I got this, I kind of thought, well, I knew the Kickstarter wasn't working, but I kind of thought it would be kind of an easy fix there on the Kickstarter. Clean the points, clean the carb, fresh fuel, off you go. Not so much. You'll see. You'll all see. Nobody's watching. So it's kind of a rocker type of shifter. You go bang, 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 bang. That's neutral. And then you go down for first gear on the front pedal. Give it throttle, and you know, away you go. And then you just second, third, fourth. You got 4-speed. And then down here you got a little low-high box. I've never seen that on a motorcycle. I mean, I don't know, should I even call this a motorcycle? Is it a scooter? It's not a moped, but I don't know what the hell to call this thing, so I'm going with motorcycle. But it seems more like a scooter to me. Or a moped without pedals. Oh boy, come on. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Slowly, come on there. The whole thing wants to slide on my, platform here. I have to get some pieces of rubber underneath that bipod. Don't remove these bipods. Leave them on there. These things are really awesome. I don't know why people take them off. Unless you're really... I don't know. I don't know why people take them off. I really don't. Kind of boggles the mind. No, this isn't going to be interesting. Go watch something else. Unless you like watching my freaking ass for some reason. Whatever, man. Whatever turns you on. And you guys that like watching dirty, worn out boots pumping pedals when you're cold starting something, I don't know. Hey man, whatever floats your boat, I guess. But don't act like you're trying to see my technique. Come on, man. Come on. You're don't lie about it. Own it. Just say, hey man, I don't know why, but somebody's crusty old boots pumping that gas pedal really gets me going. You know, there's nothing to be ashamed of in your kinks. Own it. The only shame is if you don't own it, I think. Okay, now we're getting one cover off. This is the points cover. And this is our first indication of real nonsense happening. Right there is supposed to be a bolt and washer. I think it's a 6mm by something something bolt. Well, that's gone. And this little cam that runs the points is just free to float around as it wants. I have a bolt that'll match the threads. I have a little washer. You know, it's no big deal, but somebody's been in here and they didn't put that back. That worries me. Alright, I already marked this points plate where it was. Who knows if it's proper, but you know, we'll set that up in time. Right now, this crankshaft will do about 1 revolution, which means you're getting half of a no, wait a minute, how does it go here? 4 turns of the, 2 turns of the crank is 1 turn of the cam. I don't know, it's some math and crap. It's 1 of one and 2 of the other. Dang it. I think 2 turns of the crank is 1 turn of the cam. That sounds convincing anyhow, right? But this crank will only do 1 revolution. And it comes to a hard and very distinct stop. And that was just turning it easy by hand, you know, easing it over. Yesterday I had the rocker cover off, you know, and that's of course what secures your cylinder to the rest of the block, or the head, I don't know what you call it, but that's what holds everything together there. And when I had that off, I was able to get a complete revolution on the engine, but you could also watch that cylinder or the jug or whatever the hell bump out just a hair, like the piston's coming up and hitting something. The rockers and the valves seem, the rockers are operating, the valves seem to be operating, they don't seem to be stuck. I was in there looking at the timing chain and la-di-da, and that seems there and working. But I'm wondering, is this an interference engine where if you have the timing set really out of whack, will the piston come up and interfere with the valves? That's all I got. I even pulled the spark plug thinking maybe the threaded end was too long, hitting the piston. No, it's not that. JIS drivers, guys. JIS drivers. Get JIS drivers. Don't mess with the dang Phillips. You're doing yourself a favor, because they'll come out a hell of a lot easier. And the next guy, you know, which... Hey, what's up, buddy?
Heaters.
What's up?
Heaters. I'm forgetting my coat.
Okay. Alright, yeah. Take them right over there and gut the fans out of them. How about that?
Yeah.
Look at your coat. It's kind of...
Yeah, it's chilly.
bit chilly.
You take my ventilator lid off. I don't think I can take apart 2 heaters on that thing.
I'm going to try to use these screws to jack this little plate out. Oh, yeah, here's our points cam and the mechanical advance mechanism. Thank goodness that ain't stuck on there. But that will just, that's not supposed to just slide like that. There should be a bolt there. Man. to try this. Seems to be pulling it. I don't want to break it. That is the last dang thing I want to do. Alright, I think we're just going to take these screws out of here. These are the screws that actually hold the plate down. I don't know, points, base retainer thinger. I don't know what you'd call it, but taking the screws out. I think I talk too much. I don't know. I'm not interesting to listen to. But I talk anyhow. And I say things that I think are funny, but nobody else does. Like I've had people, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? And yeah, to a certain degree, oh well, if they can't take it, blah de blah. Yeah, somewhat, but I say some fucked up shit sometimes. And I think I'm just joking, but people do seem to not like it sometimes. Okay, so what I'm doing, I got the points cover screws running into these top and bottom holes, and they seem, and I'm running those in because this plate is on there stinking tight, but running these screws in seems to be lifting this whole thing out, jacking it out, off, up, whatever the hell. I might have to go and get some longer ones, but it is coming away. And that's something. Don't get in that gap with a flat head. You'll screw this freaking surface up and it'll leak. I want to get, oh, there she comes. All right. How about that? That worked. Oh. And there is the little garter spring for our oil seal. Okay. I can probably pop that right back in and be fine. Probably. If I can work it in there with my big stupid fingers. Get something a little better. Gently, gently. Gently does it. Funny, I was just looking at a guy who did some similar stuff. Yeah, there we go. Got it back in. And he had the same thing. That little spring popped out of the, what you call it, out of the cam seal. All right, now we're going to take the, I don't know, is this a generator? Is it an alternator? I think it's an alternator because it has a rectifier. Alternators put out AC, the bike wants DC. Rectifier turns AC to DC. That's how she goes.
Video.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, I'm good on the heaters.
Okay, thanks, bud. We can use those fans for things, I think. I think so.
Okay, that is Philip.
Yeah, those are Phillips.
Nope.
Yep.
The one has a dent.
What kind of screws is on this bike?
Japanese standard.
Japanese Industrial Standard, JIS. Good kid. Love that boy.
Okay. I don't think I'm getting through these screws, so really, do we care about the outside?
What's that?
Do we care about the outside?
Not exactly, but it'd do you well to figure out how to take it apart nicely. Okay, another indication that some knucklehead has been in here. There's supposed to be a bolt in the set, but by the pictures I've seen, there's supposed to be a bolt in the center of that rotor. That is also gone. So, you know, whoever was into this thing, thanks a lot, guy. You really screwed me. Chowdered screws, chowdered up freaking screws. Just, hey man, thanks a lot. I really appreciate you, bud. Whoever the hell you were, love to wring your neck. And that's not all. It gets more. It gets even more fun. Okay. I can't see the dang timing mark on the cam. Can we get this to top dead center? I don't know. I don't know if we can. Because of whatever's happened.
Can't really make a scratch on this. Well, I can make a scratch, but I can't.
Will a head bolt fit that? I kind of doubt that. But that would be real cool. It doesn't look like it though. Looks like a bigger thing than a head bolt.
I can bonk it.
Oh man, that's almost, dang it. Bigger than a head bolt. Volkswagen head bolt, you know. Metric, la-di-da. Oh, I might have to figure something out there because I gotta actually be able to turn this thing somewhat. Alright, I'm gonna futz around, see if I can figure something out. I'll bring you back when, I don't know, something. Alright, found something happening here. I took a fairly fat, wide blade flathead and, you know, I can catch it. And we're not exact dead nuts, but we're real close to top dead center. And our timing mark is right there on the cam sprocket. But it's supposed to be lined up right here when you're at top dead center. So we'll might have to do a little more surgeryness to get this in time. I think that's what's happening, is piston is coming up, and let me see, I don't know what's going on, but the cam is out of time, and pretty friggin' drastically. I don't know if it skipped that friggin' bad or what the hell happened. Somebody was in there goofing around trying to get it running when, who knows, man, who knows with these friggin' bikes. And even if I do get it running, will I be able to actually trust it? Because how deep did they go? Did they get into the gearbox and transmission and all that goodness? Because this is a weird setup. When you push down to shift, it disengages the clutch. It does things, man. Let me tear a little more apart, I guess. All right. I pulled these two bolts. These hold the cam down to the sprocket. And it's going to be dang difficult to see for you. Hang on, let me see if I can do something here. I don't know. I don't know. Right up at that bolt. Hang on. Right in here is a timing mark, and right there is a tiny little notch you line that timing mark up with. You can see we're a little bit off of top dead center, but if we roll it, you know, just about line that bolt, center that bolt up on that tiny little notch, because that's where your timing mark is. You know, that's going to be, it's real stinking close now. There is enough room. All right. Hang on. You want to get your rockers loose, of course. You got a plate over here on this side. There's the rocker pins that they pivot on. Let me get this out of the way. Hey, kid. That's the pins your rockers pivot on. To get them out a little bit, pull this plate, and they will slide back. I kind of, you know, it's all right. Rockers will come loose. Take those two bolts and your cam will slide out. And it takes some fiddling, but you will be able to mess with this sprocket and chain and kind of skip the sprocket back or forward to where you need it. You know, you can set your valve timing, I think, so far as I've found, without having to pull the jug and really tear the engine down. As far as doing timing chain tension, that's a little different story. But for now, I'll just be happy if this engine turns by hand. And then maybe we might go for spark, I don't know. But you can absolutely set your cam timing without tearing a bunch of stuff apart. Now getting those rockers and the shafts back in there, that'll be fun, but I can do that. That's all right. Getting the cam back in is a little fiddly, but you know, you don't have to smack on it or pry anything. Like I just got it back in with my fingers, and you know, and it slid right home, so it'll be cool. Found a Volkswagen bolt and washer to match the thread right in there. Hold that points cam and advanced mechanism in place. Haven't found anything for inside of the rotor for the alternator, the dynamo, yeah. But we are turning. I can't tell if it has any compression. I can't work the Kickstarter yet. That might be something to do with the clutch. It feels almost like it does have compression. I can't really wing it over, but it feels like there might be something there. I'm probably going to pull that spark plug, oil the cylinder. That's it though. If anybody's wondering, this definitely is an interference engine. If your cam timing is way the heck out somehow, the piston will come up and smack the valves. I'm hoping somebody didn't frickin' reef on it and just bend a valve, or because that could be fun. But already, this is deeper than I've ever went on one of these engines, and it seems like I did okay.